Okay, here we are, day 4 of quarantine, self-quarantine in this new age we're living in. Yesterday I talked about how I love pop culture and all kinds of things like that. And one thing that I'm totally proud of, and I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con since like 1982. And that's when it was not cool to go there at all. There was no waiting list. There was no lottery to get a ticket. If you wanted to go, you win. But it was fun. And what's cool is like I still have some of the things that I've got from way back in the day, and it's so cool to look back at them. And I'm going to share some of those things with you today. Just different stuff I've had, like this first piece right here. This is a drawing of Wolverine by Art Nichols and Duval Stowers. I got to know those guys going to the Comic-Con. I think Duval penciled it and Art inked it, but it's just a cool art piece to have. This one is like totally seeing the future. If you remember, like Avengers, the Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet, whatever. The final scene was Thor hitting Thanos in the chest with his axe. But this was back in 1980. This was 1982. I had Art Nichols draw Thor fighting Thanos and hitting him in the chest. It's kind of funny how all that happened. A comic book I loved back then. This was 1987, was Alien Legion. It was a division of Marvel Comics, but I just love the artwork. I love the stories. So I remember getting this poster as given away when they were promoting it. But what's even better in the poster is that I actually got some original art pages from those books back then. And this is like when pages were cheap. You know, of course, I wish I bought more. But here's a really cool one with Saragar and Jugger Grimrod. Some really cool characters. Here's another one. I just love the artwork. I mean, I love all artwork, but this is just so cool. This is Saragar and actually the person who taught him. Another classic Saragar, hero shot right there. Just so cool. I got to frame these up, and I just love to display art, so I'm going to be putting more of these up. This page, I don't know where book it came from, but my friend Art Nichols drew it, so he gave it to me. And it's just, even though, no idea what book this is from, it's still super cool. Right here is an autograph from a very talented artist named Dave Stevens. This is from 1984. Drew a little sketch. A girl, I think it was one of his characters at the time. Here's a drawing that Art Nichols did for me of Captain Marvel fighting Adam Warlock. This was 1984. Just another cool art piece. This guy, I don't know why he never made it named Duval Stowers. He was just he was a good artist. His lines were so clean. He reminded me of John Byrne. And I don't know, he never caught on. This is a drawing of Cyclops and Wolverine back from 1982. Just really, really clean lines. This, I don't remember how I got this. This is from Larry Stroman, who actually drew the Alien Legion. I don't know if I ordered him to do this or if he gave it to me, but just a total cool creature from totally his style from the books. Really, really like it. Here's another piece by Duval Stowers, 1982, Colossus. Just look how clean those lines are. It's just such good artwork. Love his stuff. And here's another one. I remember Duval loved Superman, and so Superman and Gladiator, is a lot like Superman, in the Marvel Comics. So I said, hey, would you do a drawing of Gladiator beating up Superman? He goes, no, I won't do that. He goes, but I'll give you a discount if it's Superman beating up Gladiator. So I'm like, heck yeah, I could save a few bucks. So here's a drawing he did of his favorite character beating up Gladiator. And then here's Art Nichols penciled this. I don't remember who inked it, but Galactus. So this was 1986. Just still, one of the most iconic characters. I've always loved Galactus. And it's so cool to, big off a big piece of Bristol board. Another classic piece. This was an artist. His name was Chris Miller from 1986. Not the skater, but just a very, he did a lot of fantasy art. Really good drawing. I think he gave this to me. Looks like just out of a sketchbook, a quick sketch. Very, very cool piece. I got to frame all this stuff. This one is really cool because it is an original poster of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like when they really right when they first were coming out. This is before they got huge. This was like around like 1985. So this is a poster by, I think it's by, this is by Eastman. Kevin Eastman did this poster. But what's even better than that is I actually have 2 drawings by Kevin Eastman and Laird. They each drew a turtle for me back in 1985. I'm really, really excited to still have these pieces. These are classic. And then the perennial favorite at Comic-Con, Gru by Sergio Aragonés, just a classic. This is from 1983. Super stoked to have this. What's cool about that also is this book here. I went around. This is when like artists, maybe they still do it. I had every artist walk around, and I had them draw their version of Gru. And I think when you have a theme, they kind of get a little bit more into it. So like they really took it seriously. Like they would ask if I could leave it with them for like 20 minutes and come back. So I had all these artists do all these drawings of Gru. It's like quite a bit. This was back in, I think it was 86. And so at the end, it got like kind of popular that Sergio Aragonés heard about it. So one day he goes, "Hey, is that the Gru book?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Let me see it." I said, "No, you got to wait till the end." So when near the end of the Comic-Con, I went and found him. And what was really cool is that he looked through and he really enjoyed it. And at the end, after he checked it all out, he did a drawing. Let me get to it. Man, there's so many. I forgot how many there were. I'll zoom in on it. He did a drawing of Gru posing for a bunch of artists at Comic-Con. So it's kind of cool how that worked out, you know? So it's a really, really cool piece. This was just an old, I don't know what it was for, but I remember I liked it. It's like Gigantor back then, and it was super cheap, and I still have it. Just I don't know if it's for keychains or some kind of memorabilia from Japan. Just a cool cardboard piece. I have lots of autograph books. Like this, who we have here: Larry Marder, drew Bean World, Tom Yates, Philo Barnhart. I got Ron Wilson, Steve Leialoha. Just lots of just cool autographs from back in the day. This one was really unique. This is from 1983, and if you guys remember the video game Dragon's Lair, which was done by the Don Bluth company, it was like the first time they introduced like a laser disc in a video game. And so it was very big. So when it came out in 1983, but for some reason, I was only 14 years old. The artists of that decided to draw a picture for me of the Naked Princess and Dirk the Daring. I don't know. No one would draw that for a 14-year-old nowadays. And I mean, I love this piece. It's so classic and iconic, but it's just amazing how times have changed. But this is a beautiful piece by the artists, the animators from that movie or that video game. So this is just iconic. And probably my favorite pieces is this one right here. This is Jack Kirby gave this to me when I was talking to him. I think this is 1983. So I was 14 years old. I was talking to him about how much I like the Hulk comic books and stuff like that. And he was just so nice. He goes, "Yeah, I tell you what, kid, if you ever need anything here," and he wrote down, it's a P.O. box, but he gave me his address. He goes, "If you need something, write me, and maybe I'll try and help you out." He was just so nice. And so I was petrified to write him. I would never want to bother the man. But I'm so glad I kept on to this because it's like, it's not just his autograph, but it's actually him giving me something to give in contact with him. And, you know, just so cool. And probably one of the most amazing is this one right here. It says, "To Jody, super regards, to Jody, from Superman and Jerry Siegel, the guy who invented Superman." I mean, it doesn't get more iconic than that. And he did a little sketch of Superman and his autograph. I'm so happy that I was hung on to these pieces. They're just iconic. And it's just so fun to look back and have the memories that I had to go there and still get to go to this day. So if you've never been to Comic-Con, I suggest you try and go to it. But if it's hard to get in, I'm sorry. I know it's so hard, but it is such a fun adventure. So I hope you guys make it in there and stay safe.